Waiting for the. We are live. We're live on YouTube, Cage Side Seats, iTunes, and Podbean.
Oh man, crazy. We are all over the interwebs right now as we are speaking. Our airwaves are infiltrating your ears. I don't have my harmonica I was looking for. But hey, welcome to the Bros Before. Welcome to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. We are back this week with a super exciting we're purposely going to go off the rails at the end of the show, but let's kind of recap here what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what we thought of the greatest Royal Rumble, and then we're going to go into Backlash picks because it is the go-home week for Backlash, and then major upfront spoiler alert. We will be talking about Avengers Infinity War. This is where we will go off the rails at the end of the show. We will let you know when we're going to talk about that. So we're not going to spoil anything right now, but we will talk about the movie and we will talk about what has happened in the film. So if you haven't seen it, we are giving you a heads up to go see it and that we will be talking about that particular movie. But again, we will warn you before we jump into that segment at the end of the show, but please stay tuned with us now as we talk about pro wrestling, the greatest Royal Rumble, and some Backlash. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, international listeners. Welcome, domestic listeners. Welcome, Tommy. Welcome, Theron, to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome, Anthony, the producer, back in the fold.
Back in action. I got one more crazy, wacky test tomorrow morning, and then I'm done with testing mode, so I'm very excited. But pro wrestling is happening now. Back in the game.
There?
Elbow drop. There?
No, there.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm sorry. I was just in my own thoughts. So,
what are you thinking about?
Women in North Carolina have ugly feet.
Okay, wow. All right. Did not. And then so we got off the rails. Didn't think that's.
Then we did not warn our listeners about foot talk, but you know who has feet? 50 different men in the greatest Royal Rumble. They have feet. Any man can touch the ground and be eliminated.
That's true. Man, that's it. You're like a boat captain, man, just like putting all your weight into the thing, trying to avoid the iceberg right there.
Oh my goodness. No, but let's talk about it, Theron. Since you have yet to really say many sentences at the beginning of this podcast, what are your thoughts at the greatest Royal Rumble?
Are you talking about the 50-man match or the whole thing?
The whole thing, the whole shebang, the whole kit and caboodle.
I thought it was interesting. There's a belt that was dropped that will probably never be seen again, because how do you defend that title? We saw Hornswoggle. That was pretty cool. He also was never eliminated, by the way. Neither was Shane McMahon in this match, but I guess it doesn't matter. Brock Lesnar's still the Universal Champion. I mean, I was supposed to do a video about this. He's still the Universal Champion. Still.
And I guess rumor has it that he won't be, or I guess it's fact that he will not be defending that until June or July or something, right?
In the bank, 2018, whatever month that is his next possible defense. We don't even know if that's an actual date or not. But AJ Styles is wrestling and defending his title again in a no DQ match.
It's because AJ Styles is a man.
Exactly. way better than Brock Lesnar.
Because a man gets hit in the balls every week.
Every week? How do you not see this coming by now, man?
On SmackDown, it's pretty creative. Just Samoa Joe distracted him, and then Nakamura came through the crowd or something.
Oh my gosh!
He's been coming through the crowd since
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's actually true. Maybe it's not that creative, but Nakamura just very blunt about it. His love for hitting AJ in the balls.
I guess it's a way for them to keep establishing Shinsuke as a heel and to build some tension between those two, because I guess, can Shinsuke win without hitting a nut shot, without slap nuts?
I think he already tried to win with slap nuts and he still lost.
True.
Didn't he?
I don't know. The match at Backlash is no DQ. So, I mean, that's like encouraging nut shots from both parties, actually. You can't get disqualified.
Hey, AJ Styles once kicked the guy in the nuts to win the WWE champ, or maybe he was defending it. I don't remember, but I know he did it.
He kicked John Cena in the balls or something?
It was one of them. It might have even been Dean Ambrose.
Oh, it might have been Dean Ambrose, yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, I think I remember that, yeah. Sounds familiar.
Maybe
good old slapstick comedy. So wait, you touched base on something that was very pertinent. Brock Lesnar is still the Universal Champion.
Could be the possible longest reigning WWE champion in history if he keeps it for another, 30 days or so.
That's it? And he beats Punk's record?
Yeah.
Man.
That's stupid. That's so stupid, and that is actually going to happen, which just appalls me because that title has not been there needs to be like a giant asterisk next to that saying that this title has only appeared approximately 15 days on television. I really wonder what that statistic would be, how many days that title has been televised.
Is it on Wikipedia?
I don't know. I don't know if it's kind of like a rare, like weird stat, but I guess you would just have to figure out how many appearances Brock Lesnar has done. Like how many times has Brock Lesnar appeared on television with the Universal title? Because I wouldn't count, what I'm saying is I wouldn't count the number of days as being an actual title reign. I would count it as the amount of times that he's actually appeared on television, which probably is a surprisingly low number, which solidifies and validates my opinion that the Universal title is an absolute joke.
Man, Darren was right. He was almost exactly right. He's only 37 days behind CM Punk right now.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
And yeah, CM Punk held it from November 2011 to January 2013. Brock Lesnar won it in April 2017. Okay, I guess that works out. Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
7.
Yeah, he won at WrestleMania 33. So he's already have 365 days. He's just well done.
Wow. Yeah. I bet you anything it hasn't even been one calendar month, like 31 days. I mean, it hasn't even been televised 31 times.
He's only had before WrestleMania, we calculated he only had 5 or 6 defenses. Now he has the WrestleMania defense, which is 7, and then Roman Reigns defense is maybe 8. So maybe 7 or 8 defenses in that whole time.
Which is controversial when you think about it, because did Roman Reigns' feet not hit the floor first in that match?
They did actually. Watching it live.
Hit the floor.
Yeah, watching it live, I thought it was fine, but when they slowed it down like that, it kind of threw Lesnar under the bus, which doesn't make any sense.
Or were they going with whoever's body hit any part of the outside first, even if it was on top of a fence?
I don't think the fence shouldn't count, man. Yeah. But,
no, it definitely shouldn't count.
Yeah.
Which is the point that it's controversial. But is Roman Reigns' push as Universal Champion someday over? Which is a question you asked. What do you guys think? I think it's over. I think you put it on Braun Strowman. If you're smart.
Braun Strowman looks way stronger right now. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean,
he's a face now. He's over. He's really over. It would only make sense.
I would agree that you need to put it on somebody else besides Brock Lesnar because it's stupid. That title
I'm
literally
trying to get candidates for a new Universal Champion, not named Roman Reigns.
No, the era of Roman Reigns is done. That story has been played out.
No?
Monday Night Rollins?
Or a returning Ambrose. Yes, Monday Night Seth Rollins.
I like Rollins as Intercontinental Champ.
Okay, fine then. Dean Ambrose.
No, because he was a mouth breather, dude. He was a window licker when he had to.
Not Bobby Lashley, dude.
Bobby Lashley.
I'm joking. No one wants to see Bobby Lashley.
He's my new Bobby Roode, man. The guy just
Dolph Ziggler, for crying out loud.
Drew McIntyre.
Fine.
All right, McIntyre could be cool.
I was really gonna say Finn Balor, but
I would say Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Dude, Drew McIntyre isn't a stretch. That's really not that's not asking too much, dude. That's really not, because he's
had some good promos since he came alongside Dolph Ziggler, actually.
Dude, I would not put it past him. But yeah, no, It's God, it's so stupid, man. It's just that Universal title really pisses me off. It really pisses me off.
The
It's
thing
so
is, it
dumb.
shouldn't. That's the problem. It's
It
Brock
shouldn't, but
Lesnar
it does
bad
because
about
it's stupid. Because the whole idea, what they're trying to do. See, this is okay. Oh man, now you really pissed me off. This is what pisses me off about it, man. What? So we get this Roman Reigns storyline shoved down our throats for the last 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden you shove this universal title down our throats for the last year and some change, just to satiate Triple H's ego of somebody holding a title for a really long time, to prove what? That it's a quote unquote legitimate title, that there's a quote unquote legitimate contender holding it. No, that's a total joke. There's no legitimacy to it. There is no good story behind that. It's been played out. It's stupid.
Never got hurt. Would you be mad?
I would not be mad because it would be changing hands. It would be changing.
If he won and never got hurt back when they first brought it out,
I would still 50% of me would still be pissed because I don't like the idea of somebody holding a title for 300 and something days.
Okay, what if he doesn't hold it that long?
That's fine. If he holds it, I think if Finn Balor, because here's the thing, Finn Balor isn't gonna pull the I'm only gonna do 2 shows a year, or I'm only gonna do 4 shows a year. You know what I mean? Like you actually have a guy on the roster that's legitimately wrestling, that's actually performing, not some diva that's like, oh, I'm only gonna wrestle for major pay-per-views and I'm just gonna hold this title because I'm a placeholder. That's all he is, man. All Brock Lesnar is he's just a placeholder. That's all he is in history. So I don't if the almanac says that he's the longest reigning champ, then that's the biggest asterisk, because he's not the longest reigning champ. The WWE champion is the WWE champion. AJ Styles is the WWE champion. Brock Lesnar is holding some made up new, we're trying to push this new toy through, commodity, or this new like title, this thing that's just there, that really holds no prestige and no weight, because it's stupid. Until I'm proven wrong, where they actually put it on somebody who's worth a damn and can actually defend it and perform weekly and monthly, and then it changes hands to where it's like become this title that is actually worth fighting for. But right now it's just stupid. It's a placeholder. That's all that it is.
Because you guys won't give Reigns a chance.
No, we've given him a chance, bro.
He's gotten a lot of chances, man.
Giving him a chance. Dude, oh my gosh.
Let him be the champion because he gets booed too much and Vince doesn't like it.
Do something else, man.
He wrestles all the time.
They gotta do something with his character, man. It's just too stale, dude. Yeah.
I mean, his character sucks. That's not my fault. That's not none of your faults.
No, it is not. It's the WWE and Roman Reigns' fault, man. It's a combined effort, and that's why they need to pivot and go to Braun Strowman, or go to Monday Night Rollins, or go to Finn Balor, or go to Drew McIntyre.
Any of those guys.
Yeah. Anybody but Brock. Anybody but Brock. Anybody but Roman Reigns. The story's been played out. Mm-hmm. The story has been played out. You tried it.
The title every week. I gave you someone. Remember, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Both to their credit, they're still, like, it's just, I don't know. The whole story is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole Universal Championship hasn't been that great, except for Kevin Owens. We got 6 months of that.
That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool, but then it pissed over. Yeah, but then it pissed me off that he freaking.
Bryan to be the champ? Is that what you want? Is that what will make you happy?
No, you want to know what would make me freaking happy? Is to see somebody with legitimate performing skills defend that title weekly and monthly.
Roman Reigns can perform in the ring. I don't think that's a question.
No, somebody with a different storyline, right?
Yeah.
Like, somebody with a different storyline. Okay, it cannot find. You're right. To credit to him, you're right. Absolutely right. Roman Reigns, hands down, is an excellent performer. I will not take that away from him. He has proven time and time again that he can perform. But his story is what is just force-fed, and that is what's been just pushed in everybody's agenda. And it's like, we're rejecting this. We're rejecting this because it's not working. We don't like it. But of course, WWE.
He won't get the next title shot then, right? I mean, he's had 2, 3.
Dude, just put him in some
His-
singles matches with make him fight some cool people with no title. Just give him a break away from titles. He doesn't need that right now.
They need to. I suggested this today. They just need to give him like a 3-month break, man. I'm just like send him on a paid vacation for like 3 months, and he comes back before SummerSlam, and people will be like, I think if he runs in at the right time with the right feud, people could get behind him. I think there's kind of like Roman Reigns fatigue right now. Just like getting the same thing. We've like read the same story over and over again, the same like 4 pages over and over again. And we just want to like put it away, put it back, and then maybe like check in on it like in a couple months or maybe a month. Or he just needs like something to just kickstart him again, man, because he's just in a rut right now. Yeah.
Do what John Cena did, because for a while we were getting Cena fatigue, and then they basically let him. We didn't see him for a while, and then they put the U.S. title on him, and that was cool. And then he lost pretty much all 2017. But either way, like I can easily say that I do not have John Cena fatigue because they gave him time away.
Mm-hmm. And he came back and reinvented himself, man. He did the U.S. title challenge. That was like completely like new at the time. He defended every week against like a bunch of different people and had a bunch of classic matches with a bunch of everyone, like Cesaro, Cody Rhodes, anyone who challenged him that like he had really good matches with. Even like Zack Ryder, I think he had a good match with. And he had that feud with Kevin Owens. So like, yeah, I think Roman Reigns needs to take a break. I mean, you've worked hard for 2+ years. Just take a vacation, man. Go to Disneyland for kids or something. I don't know.
I agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I would not be as irked as I currently am at Roman Reigns. That's very true. That's very valid. Give him a break. Break time. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Damn, we spent a lot of time just barking at Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I do want to say that I did.
Title of our last episode too was the Brock Lesnar. Gosh.
Man, you want to know what grinds the bros before elbows gears? Just mention a buzzword, Brock Lesnar and or freaking Roman Reigns. Now, but what I do want to say is the rest of the Rumble I thought was cool. Really enjoyed the Triple H Cena match. I thought that was kind of cool to open up with.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk about the earthquaking whisper in the wind. Jinder Mahal. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Such a botch.
There was a lot of botches in this show. That's what
I think the guys are just tired, man. Like they were in South Africa the week before, then they flew back to Missouri for one night, and they had to fly back to Saudi. It was just like a ridiculous. If you like track their schedule, you go like look up the live events for the last like 2 weeks. It was just ridiculous. Like I think they went to Canada too, somewhere in there. It's like, I mean, they're just like jet lagged to death, man. And I think that's
Monday for Raw.
You're right. Then they flew to Canada. I mean, just the last 2 Raws and the last 2 SmackDowns, they haven't been wrestling as much, which is like I think is good because they know the guys are tired. They're trying to do like more like talking segments, or tag matches. But yeah, I think it really showed at the Greatest Rumble. There's a lot of like sloppiness during the Rumble and before the matches too as well.
Not forget Titus O'Neil fell on his face.
Oh my gosh, dude! Classic.
You want to get Corey Graves laughing hysterically as a buzzword? Just say Titus O'Neil.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Poor guy.
Someone said, like, what if it was like the Raw thing where it has like the screen around it? What if he ran into the screen, man? Like he was lucky it was just like a apron.
Yeah, that he slid under it. That's true.
Or like there wasn't like any like a toolbox for like weapons or something under there or something he ran into. He's lucky, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's bonkers. Crazy. But that was, I don't know, I thought that whisper in the wind was pretty funny. I thought Jinder did a pretty good job of losing his balance, quote unquote.
That was great.
Completely selling that move.
He did, dude. So good. That was so good. But no, the rest of it was good. I don't know if you guys want to add any other comments to the Greatest Royal Rumble. If you guys have comments, our listeners, please put them on our Facebook page or tweet at us or email us or whichever, comment on wherever we're at on the interwebs.
The Bludgeon Brothers are unstoppable.
All right. Yeah, they are.
They're looking good, man. Yeah.
Don't forget the Worlds are the new Raw Tag Team Champions.
That's the Worlds.
That was actually the only new champion, but I mean that doesn't even count because it was like a finals. Like no other titles changed hands at the show either.
It was like a house show, man.
Yeah, except for that Brock Lesnar. Never mind. All right.
Yeah.
Cavs
Yeah.
are 2-0. All right, let's move on to things we like. Keep going.
We do have a Backlash that we want to talk about. Yeah, let's go into the picks for Backlash. It's the go home week, so WWE has decided to merge Raw and SmackDown for a cooperating the co-op pay-per-view. So yeah, Backlash is this Sunday. I don't know where, but what are the matches and who do we think is going to win?
In New Jersey, I think it is. Oh. It is at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. There's 8 matches on the card. First match looks like a tag match we've seen a couple times on Raw already. It's Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
They just moved brands. They're still getting their ass kicked on the new brand.
You ever see Braun Strowman run at KO and Sami Zayn's like a freight train?
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast, man. He's athletic.
It's like a old Tiny Toon or Looney Tune where the boulder takes out something. That's what it looks like. It's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm gonna go with. Man, I don't think Braun Strowman loses, man, because he's just whatever
he's too good.
Yeah, it's too good. Right? He just won the 50-man Rumble. So I'll go Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley in this one. Anthony, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I can't see Strowman losing. He's got momentum right now, so I'm going with Strowman unless this begins a feud with Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman because Lashley screws over Braun Strowman during this match for whatever reason. But I'm still going to go with Strowman and Lashley.
I guess, yeah, I like that storyline, actually. Give some life to Lashley. Theron, do you got upset or do you got the favorites in this one?
Let's not forget that Braun Strowman has won the Raw Tag Team Championships with a 10-year-old and the greatest Royal Rumble in the last month. Bet against him. He's on a roll, and you won't stop that.
That's true. This guy's having the greatest year ever.
But that feud would be cool with Lashley, I guess, because that would. Otherwise, I don't really care about Lashley right now. I'm not behind him at all in his return to WWE so far. He's boring. He does that point to the sky. I don't even know what that means. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I guess he was good in TNA, but I just have not seen it in.
Really good in TNA.
He was really, yeah. That's what everyone says, man.
He was holding it down, dude. He was by far. He was definitely the linchpin holding that whole promotion together. For him and like EC3 were the only two dudes that I would say that kept that promotion glued together.
Oh, man. Next up, the only WrestleMania two WrestleMania rematches. The first of 2 WrestleMania rematches. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Theron, who do you got in this one? Jax or Bliss for the upset?
Gosh, man, she's so not favored. I don't know what the word underdog. But moments of bliss are hilarious. Let me just say, love that little girl. I don't want to bet against her, but
I want to get your bae.
She is my bae. There's also someone else's bae too.
Buddy Murphy.
That guy. Great man.
I respect you. Don't like
you. I wrote an article that said that basically her feud was coming to an end with Nia Jax, and I feel like you made it sound like what's next for Nia Jax, so she loses? All right, fine, she loses. I'll go with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, man, what?
Wow. I was implying when I wrote that, it was an article about Nia Jax when she walked out on the company in October and had like a little kerfuffle or whatever. She was gone for like 3 weeks, but I was thinking she's going to move on from Bliss because I think they've maybe taken this feud to the limit. So I think Jax goes over and Bliss moves on to something else maybe.
Changing my pick to Nia Jax. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. Two Jaxes. Anthony, you make it a sweep for Nia Jax, or does Bliss have a chance to regain her belt?
No, I think the era of Little Miss Bliss has had its time, so I think Jax is gonna reign supreme.
Alexa Bliss?
No, I'm not over her. Just it's time for her to do a different storyline.
Okay.
I just don't want to see her be. It just doesn't make sense for her to be champ again. I think again, it's good and it's healthy for a title to be on somebody else for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's time for Jax to have it, and then somebody else can come up. And if it happens to be that Bliss is the best out of the best, in that division, then sure, put it back on her. But right now, timing doesn't make sense.
They also got Ember Moon in that division now too. So
there you go.
I was gonna say Bliss and Mickie James could do a thing with Natalya and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, there we go. That could be cool.
A little side project. Next up, we got another feud. A returning superstar, Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan in a singles match.
Ooh.
Anthony, you got in this one. Big Cass or Daniel Bryan's first singles match pay-per-view since coming out of retirement?
You know, I would. No more name that will not be mentioned, which is good. So I think it's time. I think it's time for the big man to get a good run, and I think Daniel Bryan would be a good guy to put him over.
Oh my gosh!
So, I'm going to say Big Cass, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a good match. It's not going to be a squash. It's going to be a good match, and yeah. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to say Big Cass. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm doing it.
Theron, can Daniel Bryan get a good match out of Big Cass? I don't think Big Cass has had a good singles match since he's been on the main roster.
That's because he fought the name that will not be mentioned in a squash match.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, that's true.
But to your point, it's not the yes movement, it's the Cass movement. And Cass is going to get the win because, I mean, he's probably just going to squash Daniel. But they're just so differently sized. I think he can. I think D-Bry can get a good match or just carry him to a good match.
I don't think it's going to be a squash, but I think it's going to be, yeah. No, there's no way Cass is squashing him, dude. No way.
No, he's got to get in those infamous yes kicks.
They could. I could see them working like Daniel Bryan's still tired from doing 120 minutes in the Greatest Royal Rumble kind of thing angle, so he's tired coming into Backlash, maybe something like that. They can work that in there, but it's his first singles. Man, I think it makes sense for Cass to win because he's been gone for a while, but Bryan was gone even longer than that before Cass got injured. So I'll say Daniel Bryan in this one, and I'm a huge Daniel Bryan mark. So what's up next? We got Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton for the U.S. title, a new U.S. title feud. Randy Orton's still involved, but now Jeff Hardy's the title holder. Man, that could be a good match. It could be like a little show stealer there. I'll take Hardy in this one just because he just won the belt, and I don't know what they're going to do for it actually. So I don't know. Anthony, who do you got in this one, Hardy or Orton?
I think that's a good call. I'm going to go with Hardy. It's kind of cool to see Hardy in the singles run. You know, it's kind of cool as well. I was just kind of sprinkled this in. I think it's cool that Deleter of Worlds is now title holders because now Bray is back in the title picture, which does wonders for his character. So I think that's really good. So with that being said, I like how the Hardys are separated, and I like how Jeff is the U.S. champ. I think Randy would be a formidable opponent, but I don't see Randy being the title holder. So I'm going to go with Hardy. It's going to be a good fight, though. That's for sure.
Fair. And Hardy or Orton in this one?
You guys mean you don't want to see another Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal type feud?
Nope.
No.
Me either. That's why Jinder Mahal's on Monday Night Raw, so we won't have to see that. But what I see is a great match that ends with Jeff Hardy as the victor, just because I feel like you can do more with him. Even as a veteran, I just, I don't know. What would you do with Randy Orton? He's been around for so long.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. I mean, he had such a short U.S. title reign in the first place.
He'll probably get another WWE title shot somehow after this, so whatever. For no reason at all. Why not?
Now he can feud it. He can feud with Sheamus. Anthony, that the bar is back on SmackDown. Orton, Sheamus, get a nice side singles feud there. Book it in an Iron Man match.
They could break up the bar for that,
Yeah, break up the bar so they can get Orton back with Sheamus.
And then they could do it. Well, Cesaro doesn't really have a place in there, does he?
No, he doesn't. All right. Another title match. Carmella with her first title defense going against former champion Charlotte Flair. Man, this is a tough one to pick. Theron, who you got in this one? You got Carmella winning her first defense, or you got Charlotte immediately getting back the belt?
I mean, Charlotte is the natural selection here. as far as like athletes go, she probably has the advantage, but I can't sleep on Carmella. I'm going to go with Carmella successfully defending that title. At least this time. Maybe she loses it at the next pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Money in the Bank, I think. Wait.
Yeah, it is Money in the Bank, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Carmella. I mean, Charlotte has enough. She has plenty of time to get that title back before WrestleMania next year. So
True. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carmella too. I think they're gonna maybe the Iconics or interfere or something like that, and Carmella keeps the belt just for a little longer because she's held that cash in for a while, so she's gotta like milk it a little bit, I guess. Anthony, is it a sweep? Does Flair get the win back, or does Carmella have a good title run?
No, I think Carmella's going to have a good title run simply because she's mega heel and the Iconics are going to be at her side. There's going to be some type of shenanigans. Although Charlotte Flair is known to regain titles immediately after losing them, but I just don't see it happening that fast. So I see there being some type of again some sort of shenanigans happening. So that would be my pick. So I'm saying Carmella by shenanigans.
All right. There's two cross-brand feuds with people on Raw versus people on SmackDown. This is one of them. Seth Rollins off of Raw versus The Miz from SmackDown for the IC title. Just by that alone, I think Rollins is having a really good run with the IC title in the first place, and they probably want to keep it on Raw. So it's almost like by default, Rollins is going to win this unless The Miz wins it. And maybe I don't know how they would swap the US and the IC title. But yeah, so I think Rollins wins it, so to keep the belt on Raw. Anthony, you got Rollins or Miz in this one?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh man, I really want to say Miz, but I just can't see. You're right. I just can't see the Intercontinental title. But maybe they do that, dude. Maybe they take the IC title to SmackDown
and have it there for till the next cross pay-per-view.
Maybe that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that could be.
They have the IC
cool.
and the US and the WWE.
I guess like does there have okay, hang on, how do I want to phrase this? Is there some sort of unspoken rule that says the IC has to stay on Raw and the US has to stay on SmackDown? Because if there isn't some type of rule for that, then it very well could go to any company at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Theron, you got the Miz? I know fan man Dan, super fan Dan would pick the Miz in this situation, but Theron, who you got, the Miz or Rollins?
Come on, man! Monday Night Rollins. Can't bet against my guy.
He's the new truth, man. He's the new brand ambassador.
Did you say, Anthony, that you wanted the Miz to win and take the title to SmackDown, and they would have every title? You would hate that because the only title that would be left on Raw would be the Universal title.
Which it's a joke. It's a joke. Just
that'd be hilarious.
Come on, dude.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
Seth Rollins he's not gonna lose to the Miz on Sunday. He just beat a man who had a complete advantage on the ladder to the IC title at that Greatest Royal Rumble. He's not losing.
True.
That was an epic finish.
All right. A man can dream. Man can dream.
Dream of a day where a title that's a joke is the only title on the brand besides the Raw title.
You're trying to nosedive Raw into a mountain here, man. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe I am.
Man. Okay, the other cross, you got Roman Reigns from Raw and Samoa Joe from SmackDown. No titles on the line, no, just a grudge match, which Samoa Joe appears to be winning because he's talking all kinds of smack on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hasn't really had a good response yet. So, Anthony, you got in this one, Reigns or Joe? Joe. Further bearing the reins. Gosh, can this guy buy a win? Theron, you got Joe or Reigns?
My money's on Samoa Joe.
Here.
All the way.
Joe is, yeah.
Roman Reigns has no chance of winning this match at all. He'll give you a good match, but he's going to choke out and go to sleep. He's going to go to sleep, man.
Oh,
You
man.
already said it. You might as well just bury Roman Reigns all the way to the bottom of the total pole, underneath the 205 Live segment somewhere. They don't even have a 205
They
Live
don't even have
segment
this.
on Raw anymore. So put him underneath Titus Worldwide.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And have him lose to Apollo Crews next week on Raw.
Yes. Why not?
No, if you really want to bury him, that'll be who's the guy has the longest defeated streak?
Kurt Hawkins.
Brooklyn
Yeah.
Brawler. Oh wait,
Yeah, Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah.
one of those two.
Oh man.
Make
Everyone.
Roman Reigns a jobber to the stars.
Gosh.
Maybe then people will get behind him.
Maybe, man. This is. But gosh, even losing right now, he lost at the WrestleMania. He lost at Greatest Royal Rumble, and then having lose at Backlash. God, I mean, I want to pick Reigns. I'm going to pick Reigns here just because to be different because we have a lot of the same picks, and I just think Joe can afford a loss even though he's coming back. But Reigns, geez, man, he just lost to Lesnar back to back and come back to lose to Joe. Like,
Joe.
Joe's awesome though. Joe, I want to see him do something good, so I wouldn't be mad if Joe won. And I don't know what match is going to go on last, either Reigns versus Joe or Nakamura versus Styles, but I guess we'll pick Nakamura versus Styles last. Last no DQ match for the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to go Nakamura, man. That heel turn at WrestleMania was awesome. He's got the new entrance music, which is awesome. His new, not speaking English that much, is awesome.
Yeah.
He's just getting all this momentum being a heel. And I felt like before he turned heel, he was getting momentum being a face. Like he was really hitting his stride with this AJ Styles feud. So let's skyrocket him and give him his first belt at Backlash. So I'll go Nakamura on this one. Anthony, who you got in this one? Styles or Nakamura?
I love my man AJ, but I got to go with my boy Nakamura.
Theron, who you got in this? Nakamura or Styles?
Everyone's picking Nakamura, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. You could break the...
I'm not breaking. I'm going to go with Nakamura for the win. He finally
Wow.
gets the duel. This is his 5th attempt at the WWE Championship. He's got to win here, right?
That's a good point, too, man. That's a good stat. A good stat. That covers it, man. We had a lot of agreements. We didn't agree on the Bryan and Cass. We didn't agree on the Reigns and Joe, and that's it. Everything else is a perfect agreement. Might be a predictable pay-per-view on Sunday night.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I do want to reserve some time for the last segment of our show. So unless you guys have any more comments on Backlash.
I'm good, man. I'm ready to try to get those 6 stones.
Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo. That's my spoiler alert. It's my spoiler alarm. Wee-woo. So, hey, first off, thank you for listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, subscribe on Podbean, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Twitter, check us out on Instagram. We are all over the webs. Check us out. Share the show with a friend. Of course, if you're an international listener, still want to hear from you, send us an email, brosbefore, that's the number 4, elbows@gmail.com. And, of course, thanks for listening. At this point in our show, we are going to talk about the Avengers of Infinity War with Thanos and Thor and the Incredible Hulk and Captain America and everybody that's in the Marvel Universe. So at this point, if you have not seen the movie, I encourage that you go see the movie because it's absolutely fantastic. And if you have seen the movie, then please geek with us and freak out with us because we are going to talk about the movie. We are going to spoil things about said movie. So moving forward, thank you for listening. If you wanted to end listening, but moving forward, if you are continuing listening, we are assuming that you have seen this movie.
I think that's good, man.
Have time to jump off the ship.
Yes, there's no time, man. Fire up that rocket ship.
Everybody freaking dies.
Just half of them, man. That was a good ending, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude! What the heck?
Where'd you guys see it? Did you guys see it like in a cool? Did anyone see like an IMAX or anything like that? Or
I saw it in 3D.
Oh, okay. Was that cool?
Dolby, triple, quadruple digital. Anytime someone gets punched in the face really hard, your
Hmm.
entire body vibrates and has a convulsion. It's great.
That was
Oh,
glory. Yeah, it's awesome, man. What about? Do you guys notice that Red Skull was in there?
Yes, of course.
That was cool.
yes.
That was a good
What
I
surprise.
thought he was dead.
And so did I, man.
I was like, isn't he dead? Didn't he die? I don't even remember how, but I could have sworn he was dead. I guess
Oh
he's not.
my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was in it. So wait, I do have a question. I do have a quick question to throw out there. So there's another gauntlet that was in the vault. What was
Mm.
that about? When
Oh,
Loki is in the vault and he sees the Tesseract and then they're getting the helmet from
mhm.
the Ragnarok guy or whatever.
Yeah.
There's another gauntlet that he just like tips over. What the fudge?
Aaron?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. I didn't
That's
even read
a,
about that
that's a
anywhere.
good Easter egg, man. So that was like the wait, was that from Thor Ragnarok? Was that scene from that scene movie? Is that what you're talking about, or
No,
is that event like the opening scene? Because Loki dies in the opening scene of Avengers,
Yes, he did.
which is kind of
Because it
oh,
shocking.
picks
maybe,
right
maybe,
up with
maybe, maybe I did
Ragnarok
mix the
left
two.
off.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I said maybe I did mix the two because I did see Ragnarok right before Infinity War. So yeah, there are things that are probably bleeding in. So okay, so yeah, that might have been an Easter egg for Ragnarok, but nonetheless, so we know Thanos has one of the gauntlets
Mhm.
and freaking gets a hold of all of the stones.
Some of those stones are pretty easy to get. It's not like too easy.
Oh my gosh, did he freaking like? Yeah, he crushes the throat of Loki,
Yeah.
and then oh man,
Poor Loki.
then like smashes the head of the other. What is his name?
Viz?
What's his name? The guy that was in Age of Ultron.
Are you talking about Viz? Vision?
Viz, is that his name?
His name's Vision. So
Oh,
we'll call him
Vision. Yeah, there
Viz.
we go. Yeah, he just like smashes his head or whatever. And
Oh,
then
that was awesome, dude. He beat up the
oh,
Don't
whole. He
let's
beat up
not
the.
forget he brought him back to life to smash his head because he was dead already, and he used the time stone to go back
that's
to
right.
life.
Oh my god.
To then pull the stone out of his skull and crush it inward and black out his whole face. Ah, Wakanda forever, man. Wakanda forever.
Yeah, man.
Oh
What the
my.
hell? What the hell? Well, poor Wakanda, dude. Like they had to suffer the brunt of it. Like a major battle, like right on their like doorstep. I was like, what the hell, man?
And then their freaking leader evaporates, man. Like what the fudge?
You should have saved Killmonger. Can you save him from
No,
Black
you
Panther?
can't.
You can't bring him back.
I don't think so, man. I don't think he's part of this. I do believe a lot of these guys will come back in the next or final movie somehow.
How? They're all
They'll
dust.
get that.
Dude.
They'll get their
All
hands on that
freaking-
gauntlet and get the time stone, or something will happen. First of all, Spider-Man is also dead, and he's got another movie coming out, so he's got to come back to life. I'm
So the Guardians of
pretty
the
sure
Galaxy, yeah.
they're doing another Black Panther. And look at the freaking Spider-Man suit. You can't just kill that. Did you not see that suit? That's the Iron Man design suit from the comics. It's sick. It's got freaking legs on it. You can't just kill that off after one. He didn't even have that big of a part. He only did a few things.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, hang on. With the other movies that are coming out, does it take place before the
No, they're
Infinity War?
after. You have to.
I don't know. Some of them might. Some of them jump. I mean, they're recorded after, but yeah, some they jump around with their
Yeah, but
universe. Yeah.
I'm talking about the Avengers Infinity War 2. That's they're gonna give you the conclusion. I'm not
That
gonna
comes
say
out.
all of them are gonna come back, but a lot of them. I feel like a lot are definitely coming back. For
They're
sure.
all
No,
dead, dude. They're all freaking the ash, dude.
read the comics, man. They
That's
all
true.
come back in the comics.
But they could change it though, man, because it is different from the comics, man. Because I read like in the comics, like Thanos' like motivation is because he wants to kill a bunch of half the people because he falls in love like the Grim Reaper or something. He wants to like
Death personified.
yeah, death personified. Yeah, I want to go back and read the comics, but I guess it come out in like the early '90s, I guess. So was way too young to
So
read
many
it.
different ways he killed everyone too that are so different. I mean, you guys are right. They could leave them all dead, but I'm just saying, I don't think Black Panther and Spider-Man will say that. I think maybe they'll trade some bodies. I don't know. Doctor Strange is cool too, and he's freaking dead.
No, Doctor Strange is alive actually.
Samuel Jackson can't be dead. All right, what?
Doctor Strange is still alive. Him and Iron Man were the two guys alive on the.
No.
Right. Wait, Doctor Strange died too?
No. Yeah, he did actually.
What? Are you sure? Anthony, can you confirm this, or was I seeing the wrong?
Definitely.
No, I think he evaporated. Did you guys
real
quick? Did you guys
he was
see?
one of the last evaporations. He was like right before Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay.
She's also.
Did you guys see after the credits?
Yeah, Captain
Fury.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel.
Oh my gosh.
That movie comes out next March, and the next Avengers Infinity War comes out next May.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta wait a year.
You have to know that Thanos was. I mean, you have to know from like the last 6 years of all these movies that he was a badass, just from looking at him and then hearing about him, and then in the first scene, they try to stick a Hulk on him. And he beats the Hulk. The Hulk is like unstoppable. I think the only other person to beat the Hulk was Thor, or maybe it was vice versa. Anyway, he punks the Hulk so badly that Banner can't even Hulk up anymore for the rest of the movie. Like he can't even do it.
Yeah, Hulk won't come out.
Hulk was scared, man.
He was scared of him. That's why Vision wasn't. Vision was such a softie. He pissed me off so much. I was like, he's also scared. He was also scared. Everyone was afraid of Thanos. I don't know why. I mean, there was times where I felt like I was like, they're not going to get this glove off a dude right now because that would just end the movie and that wouldn't make any sense. But
no, the worst person was Star-Lord, dude. He totally screwed everyone's plan, man. Star-Lord was an asshole in this movie for some reason. I don't know what happened between Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was jealous of Thor, and then he was just, I mean, the love of his life, I guess, is killed. I don't know. I guess he just couldn't control himself, But yeah, he ruined everything. He really did. Gosh, what if they don't bring any of them back? What if they're all dead?
Gosh. That'd be crazy, man.
I mean, either way, you're getting new Avengers. We know that. This was the end of phase 3 of these movies. We're going into phase 4 or like phase 2, which is like supposedly a whole start of a whole nother slew of Earth's mightiest heroes, which could be completely different, and then include Captain America and Iron Man, who are still alive.
I think they're trying to get rid of Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and they're trying to get rid of the original 4 somehow with this next movie. I feel like, and move on to like the next Avengers. Yeah,
kill Thor, Iron Man, and Cap in the next movie.
Okay, well that kind of sounds bad when you say it out loud. But
what the hell?
They've been playing the same characters for 10 years, dude. I think they're like done. They want to do something else with their lives.
Hey, you can kill Iron Man, you can kill Cap, but you got to give me one of the 3. You got to let me keep 4 for a little bit.
I thought Iron Man was dead in this movie, practically, man.
No, he's still alive.
I know.
He's ticking. I mean, he's coming. I thought he was leaving anyway, but I guess at least until the end of the next movie, and then maybe he'll die. Then I don't really know. I just want to see what happens. Anthony, what do you think is going to happen? Or is this the end of all of the Avengers that we've known for 10 years, and you're telling me we have to get a whole new team?
You remember back in like our early years when I'm going to kind of go to a little segue here, but do you remember when we used to watch the Transformers, and the Transformers movie came out? Yes. And then freaking Optimus Prime dies in the first like 2 minutes of the movie.
Was that the first movie?
And then you think to yourself as a kid, like, oh my God, what is the next 60 minutes going to be like? What is this movie actually about now? That's kind of how I feel, man. I feel like if they don't bring them back, then that was it. You got to enjoy these characters for as long as you did, and now that's it. They're dead.
That would take balls, man.
We got Scarlet Witch. We just got Black Panther. We just got the new Spider-Man.
Dude,
kill them like that?
Yeah, maybe. Why not, dude? I don't know. Maybe Stan Lee's in cahoots with Triple H, Paul Levesque. I don't know.
Paul Levesque, if you're listening to this podcast, you'll put the title on Braun Strowman for you. You'll face me in a match.
He's listening.
Match.
Paul Levesque. He's listened to spoilers.
If Paul Levesque wrote these Marvel movies, what would it be? Oh my God.
Another cool thing I just saw on Wikipedia real quick is Josh Brolin's Thanos. He's also Cable in Deadpool 2, which is like,
yes, he is.
They couldn't find 2 different actors. I mean, really, they could have felt like anyone.
Thanos is not going to make it past the next movie. He's dying.
I agree with
Marvel
that.
is like one of the strongest entities in the universe, and she knows how to deal with them. And they're going to form a super team of the Earth's mightiest heroes. God damn it! And they're gonna I can't believe he evaporated teenage Groot, bastard.
Oh, that's messed up, man. I forgot about that.
Oh, Teenage Groot.
Teenage
There's
Drew was an
only one
asshole.
Guardian of the Galaxy right now. Think
Ooh,
about that for a minute.
I thought they all died. Is there anyone left?
Rocket's alive, okay?
Oh,
Is there
Rocket, you're
anyone
right.
left?
Poor Rocket, man. He
Now,
wanted to
wait.
steal.
Where did he go? He went off somewhere, right?
Nah, he watched Groot evaporate.
Mm.
He wanted to steal Winter Soldier's arm.
He did.
Oh,
He likes
that's
to
right.
collect body parts, man. That's what he does. He's got eyes. He's got legs. He wanted that arm. He was like, I'm gonna get that arm.
That was a cool scene, man. It was cool seeing everyone like just
that Thor called him Rabbit the whole time.
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
I don't know why the Rocket did ever corrected him. It was kind of funny.
He was probably scared. He's a god.
I wanted. That's true, man. Thor's super powerful, man.
So wait, have you guys all seen Ragnarok? So you know his hammer's like exploded, right? All right, cool.
Yeah.
He's got that new like.
He's got this like axe thing now.
Right, with Groot as like Groot's body parts as the handle. Long live Groot. He's
that's so cool.
It's got a cool name. And then the guy from Game of Thrones was in the movie as a dwarf, which is, random.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch that?
Wait, what happened?
Watch Game of Thrones or you don't?
Yeah, no, I just finished Game of Thrones, all 7 seasons.
Oh, gosh,
I love that show.
It was so good. Yeah, that was a cool man saying he was a giant.
Yeah.
Which was a dwarf, apparently. A giant dwarf. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Lannister, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So awesome. I need to see it again. God.
Yeah, I go.
Man.
Yeah, no, this movie definitely.
What is he?
He's a Titan.
Right. What does that even mean?
Like an offshoot of a god, I guess, or something like that. Like the gods made the Titans or something like that. I don't know. It's like very close to a god. Yeah, it's very powerful.
A person that wants that much power, it's just disturbing. But it's like,
yeah, man, that's crazy when he gets the stones and he snaps his fingers and like that's it.
Oh gosh, man.
Beautiful. He was like, "You should have went from my head."
Oh, man, that's freaking great.
Dead silence.
That was good.
What did you do? And he evaporates. And then all of a sudden, people just start evaporating.
Oh my gosh.
Who evaporated first?
Winter Soldier, I think maybe. I think Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
or
it was him.
Yeah.
Walking, and he was like, Steve.
What?
And then like, oh man, and then it just kept getting worse.
The worst was Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, I was crying.
Yeah, I think everyone almost cried in that part. I was like, oh damn it.
He's just like this young kid and he's like holding on to Tony Stark, like, dude, what is happening? What is happening? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh my god, I'm dying. Like, oh man, no, Tony Stark, no, hold him.
They killed Nick Fury. They killed that one chick from How I Met Your Mother.
What the hell?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bonkers.
Gotta wait a year, man. Gotta wait a year, see what happens.
Gotta wait a whole freaking year. All we get is Deadpool, and that's it. I don't think Marvel.
No, yeah,
they might have an X-Men movie.
Yeah, Deadpool.
I mean, as far as Marvel movie.
Yeah, Captain Marvel too.
So it's coming out before
Infinity. Yeah, it comes out. Yeah, because the same reason Black Panther came out before Infinity War. It's doing a movie.
Before the story, so now like the story's already happened. So basically, what you're saying is Captain Marvel has to be indestructible in her movie. She can't lose it all.
She's pretty powerful in like her universe, I guess. Yeah,
she must dominate whatever the villain is. Like there must be no fight.
I mean, she can
never look weak at all.
But it's gonna be her origin story. So she's gonna learn how to be a badass. I'm sure she's not gonna come out the gate just like.
Okay, so then at the end of the movie, they'll release her right when Thanos just destroyed everyone.
Maybe probably the end credit scenes of Captain Marvel is probably like a throwback to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she gets that. She's got to pretty much be a badass from start to finish.
Oh my gosh.
True.
Interesting. Oh, it'll be crazy.
All right.
Crazy. Wait, when does that come out? Does it come out in like December? Because that would.
No, it comes out in March 2019.
What the hell? That's only like a month or two before the freaking Avengers.
Man, they just did Black Panther and Avengers back to back. Marvel's on fire right now. Where you at, DC?
DC is nowhere to be found because there's
yeah.
reigns of superhero movies.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, where are you at?
Oh, come on.
Ben Affleck.
He's Batman.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are you doing out here, Ben Affleck? What was his name in the movie? Dazed and Confused. O'Doyle? No, that was another movie.
That's a.
It's an Adam Sandler movie.
Again, this has gone off the
O'Doyle
rail.
rules.
Doyle doesn't rule.
Oh my gosh. No, crazy, crazy. So yeah, man, lots to look forward to with Marvel movies. Of course, this conversation could go on forever, but whatever input you guys have that have been listening to the show, again, throw some comments up on our page, on our Facebook page. You can find us, search Bros Before, that's the number 4, Elbows. And yeah, share the show with a friend. I'm definitely going to want to see this movie again because it's just, oh my gosh, there's so many little, you watch it once to see what's happening, and then you got to watch it again, I feel like, to really like absorb what is going on.
So many Easter eggs, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
okay, wait, let me real quick. The next 4 Marvel movies: Deadpool 2, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Infinity War, and then another Spider-Man next July.
I told you he's coming back to life.
I'm saying that's a really good lineup, man. The next 4 are like all like bangers.
Oh man, time, good time to be alive for Marvel.
Yes, sir.
It's a good time to be alive. All right, crazy. Well, thank you for listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Again, subscribe on iTunes, on Podbean. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the show with a friend. Give us an email if you like. Keep the conversation going with us. And yeah, I'll leave these guys with their outro sayings.
Elbow drop your friends, people.
Peyton Royce is the perfect 10.